race to 13, the winner will get their picture up on a banner. The third annual Steinway Classic. 10 minutes
Well,
tag and
folks, welcome
knockout
back
international.
to the third annual Steinway Classic 2014. I'm Upstate Al. I'm going to be joined in the booth by the one and only Snooky. And this is the match we have at hand. This is the finals between Dennis Hatch and Warren Kiamco. It's a race to 13. Instead of being a true double elimination, it's an extended race. A few people we got to thank along the way throughout this whole tournament. Gotham City Technologies, your IT guy to go to, whether you want to build a website, host a website, networking, or just fix your personal PCs or your commercial PCs. Gotham City Technologies. FA Clothing Line, the official clothing line for the Steinway Classic, and many other tournaments throughout the metro area. NYC Grind jumping on board as a co-producer along with Predator Tour and AZB TV. Talking about AZB TV, azbilliards.com, the world's largest pool and billiards website. Live stream news group on Facebook. Simonis Cloth and Aramis Balls, the Kings of Vapor, who just opened up a pool room in Ohio called the Kings of Billiards. The best amateur league in North America, the Tap League. Well, guess what? Our host here, Steinway Billiards in Astoria, Queens, New York. And what a host they are. The service is exquisite. The amount of and the multitude of people that they have and still have here right now at 2 a.m. in the morning on the East Coast. The service is beyond exquisite, to be honest with you. Okay, getting back to this match. Warren Kiamco and Dennis Hatch are going to be coming up very shortly. Snooki is actually in the booth. I'm going to step out for a couple of minutes. She can handle the helm just as good as I. And I will be back. Thank you, Snooker, for getting on board. I'm going to step out, and you got it.
Okay, yeah, I'm now mic'd up. Thank you. And the players, of course, Dennis having just finished, he took a well-deserved break for the moment. And you saw Warren Kiamco warming up since he was sitting on the sidelines waiting for his shot at this title. And a couple of movements around the pool room right now, so everyone has been tightly set on their seats. They all also wanted to take a quick break so they can enjoy the match, and we're glad to have everyone out there watching. Your participation, your enthusiasm watching your favorite players playing this very, very well put together tournament, and we're happy that you're joining us. I'm taking a look around to see just where the players are. I see Warren Kiamco is coming back to the table. Probably just going to hit a couple of more balls before Dennis makes it over to the TV table. This is where I normally would chit-chat with anyone in the chat room, but we did not provide one for today. Sorry, I was asked a question by somebody. Yeah, like I was saying, normally I'd be interacting a little with the people in the chat. But I know a few of you are with me. I've been getting a lot of texts from some of my friends that have been watching and enjoying this tournament. So anyone watching at the moment, you're going to see Warren break, but this is just a warm-up right now. This is not the actual match. He's apparently practicing his break for this match, which is obviously very important. see some of the people getting back into their seats, getting ready to watch this final. This is not going to be a true double elimination for the finals. They've decided to, instead of race to 9, extend the race to 13. So this is one match for all the goodies. For all of the goodies. Jerry T in the picture there, just filming Warren's break. Snooping around and getting all that great footage that you all you guys can appreciate. Puts a lot of hours and a lot of dedication. If I could take a moment to just, let me see, pan down this camera for a second. I'm going to show you. There's Allison Fisher working hard at on her computer, her laptop, giving everyone the updates via Facebook and NYC Grind. Once again, we have Warren Kiamco. Fine banner of two of the sponsors, the Ivan Simonis, Aramith Balls. And at the moment, we're just waiting on Dennis to, like I said, he's on a well-deserved break at the moment, so he should be entering the arena, for lack of a better word, televised table round. This should be a very interesting match. Let me just update a little fun fact of the tournament that I believe that Warren actually took Dennis out of the one-loss side. I'm sorry, took Dennis out of the winner side. Had eliminated him from that side and put him on the one-loss side. So this is a pretty interesting finale to see him come back and actually play once again and try to beat Warren to win this tournament from the B side at that, you know. So I thought you guys, anyone who didn't know that, now you know. So it should be a great match. And I see Dennis has come back into the pool room, but he's I think he's going to take his last few minutes of his break and return to the table shortly. As you see, Jerry Tarantola still filming, taking a quick picture footage of the trophies. Quick little chat with Allison for a second. And as I said before, people are making their way back to their seats, knowing that this is going to start very shortly. Still a lot going on here at Steinway Billiards. There's the locals are matching up. Some action going on. And everyone still buzzing around in this beautiful pool room. And there you see a couple of faces you are all familiar with, as some of the players that will be participating in the 14.1 World Straight Pool Championships. And this will be a great week. And I know if anyone who just signed in who does not know that on the NYC Grind Facebook page, there is some information on the page that they're going to be giving away an all-access pass for the week for the Straight Pool Championships. So you go on the Facebook page, like their page, you can figure out how you can enter for a chance to win. I believe they've given away 2 already, and I think they're going to give out 1 more. If you haven't already done so, you can definitely check that out. And as you can see, Snookers in Providence, Rhode Island is going to have Predator Pro-Am Tour stop August 30th through September 1st with $2,000 added for the ABCD Amateur and $3,000 added for the Open Pro. And that's another great room out on Rhode Island. So if you can make that stop, it'd be great to have you come down. Okay, I see Dennis is back at the table, kind of getting himself together. A couple of, putting some drops in his eyes, as you can see. Okay, again, they have not officially started. Warren is still just warming up, probably just another rack or 2 before Dennis can officially come back. He's been practicing his break, obviously a very important, intricate part of the game. See, he's made a ball on the break, and he's pretty much made a ball almost every time he's practiced his break while the commercials were showing. I've been watching him, so like I said, very important part of the game. Gives you full control, you know, other than if, you know, that is making a ball on the break. Give you full control of the table and see what it is that you want to do. If you have a shot on the next ball, and obviously try to run out if possible. If not, play a perfect push out. So, of course, it all starts with the break. And now he's decided to actually hit some balls instead of just re-racking. Now, Dennis grabbed 2 points, pulling it off to the side. As you can see, Worm is taking off his sweater, getting himself ready for this match. course, you see Dennis now taking a couple of shots. Just greasing up the joints a little, getting ready for this match. Should be an exciting match. As I mentioned before, Warren was the one who took him out of the winner's side, put him on the B side, and so a very exciting finale would be watching Dennis trying to beat him for this title. You know, having had been taken out of the one loss, I'm sorry, from the winner's side. Okay, so now, here we are with the lag, shaking of the hands, and good luck to both players. And it's close, but it is warm. It is warm to break. Again, for those of you who just joined us, this is not a true double elimination. What they have done is done an extended race. Instead of race to 9, like the rest of the tournament, this is a race to 13. And should be some exciting pool. The rest of the people making their way to their seats. They're going to settle down a little bit and let these guys battle it out. Okay, Warren with the break. Rack 1, race to 13. Powerful break. Made the 3 ball in the top corner. Has a good shot on the 1. 2 is a little tied up with the 9. I can't tell from this angle whether or not that 2 can go in the corner or if it is completely tied up with the 9. Drew that back beautifully to break that open and still leave a shot on the 2 in the corner. Very nice shot by Warren. This man obviously come here to play. Both of these men. Just a touch. Just enough to make the pocket. I really like how Warren moves that cue ball around. Soft touch, but it gets the job done. He doesn't overdo it. I mean, it worked for him, obviously. The 1 rail out nicely. Looks like he's going to clean up this rack pretty good. There's no real problems. Just come on, straight out towards the middle again. Nice little stop shot, 7. Let's pretty much connect the dots here, you know. Another little tap shot. 8 comes out perfectly. All right, there you have it. The first rack in a race to 13 with Warren Kiamco with a beautiful draw shot from that 1 to bust up the 9 and the 2 and execute a beautiful run out, taking command of the first rack of this set. Dennis patiently waiting for an opportunity. once again, you saw Warren before. He was practicing his break. He always seemed to have made a ball. Again, once again, it was like I said, it's the most important shot. So he did make another ball on the break. Has pretty much the same exact shot, only closer to this one. He has to worry about getting down here for that two. Might be a little shorty pants at the moment. Has to take the bridge. He's got to stroke nicely through this ball. Oh, unfortunately, he miscued. He's miscued, giving Dennis that first huge opportunity coming back into the rack with ball in hand. Obviously, something Dennis is very fond of. You know, Warren did have to dig quite deep to try to get into that to that one to draw it back down for that two. The blocker was he probably didn't have to shoot it as hard if that five wasn't in the way, but being as it may, he did have to dig and unfortunately caused a miscue and jump and ball in hand for Dennis Hatch. Dennis playing a straight shot down the rail.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, this is going to be intensified.
Welcome back, sir.
Thank you.
You know, I was telling the folks at home before that this was going to be a very interesting finale because Dennis was taken out of the A side by Warren earlier this tournament and has fought his way through the B side.
I believe he lost his first match.
Yes, he lost
his way all the way back.
His very first match of the tournament, he lost to Warren, and here he is in the finals, trying to defeat him and get this title. So I, you know, it's exciting. And so for those of you who did not know that, now you can see it's definitely a grudge match here, the battle of battles.
I heard some slurping. I don't know if you guys caught this slurping
Yeah.
through his straw. There's a young man behind us working on his water.
Yeah, he's about 6, 7 years old, maybe. This. He's like, he wants to get every last drop of that water, and there was a lot of like slurping through, straw slurping. We picked up on the mic here.
Warren Kiamco sitting in his seat, his eyes opened wide up when he saw the position that Dennis played on the 6th ball. You know, because there is quite a bit of work that Dennis has to draw this back to shoot the 7 in the corner pocket.
And he has such a great stroke. He did that perfectly. He has a great shot to the corner. Now, if he's going to draw off this 10, he's got to be careful with the side.
No, he
but
shouldn't,
if
he
not
shouldn't
going
even
to,
went
yeah.
into the 10. He could have drew off it instead of pushing
Well,
it.
drawing it was a risk to draw it into the side pocket. I think that's probably why he decided to take the longer shot. It's obviously not the most desired shot, but it is fairly easy to them, of course. We can cut this into the corner in natural position as so for the 10 ball. And Dennis putting this 10 ball away is like, hey, I'm here. 1-1.
He's in it to win it. I had a brief discussion with Dennis outside as he was getting a breath of fresh air, and he said he's ready to go. He said, I got a ritual to do, and then I'm ready to go. And he did his ritual. Race to 13, I'll tell you what. Starting at 11 o'clock this afternoon and still rocking and rolling. You know, Dennis Hatch, when he was out in the West, one of his matches was at 6:30 in the morning, and then the next one he had to wait until 9 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
And that was a major tournament. I believe it was down in Memphis.
He gets around.
Absolutely. Dennis Hatch set the break in game 3. We're tied at 1.
Kaboom! He almost.
Everything kissing into everything. The 3 ball
Well,
found its
he
way.
almost kissed that the cue ball on the side actually, but yeah.
2-7, the 4-5, the 1-8. There's a lot of trouble. I'm looking for a safety match going on right here.
Yeah,
as Warren.
absolutely. I see him going off to the left, 2 rails down, 3 rails, and tucked behind or somewhere between second and third diamond, between the 4-5, 7-8.
He actually looked at kicking behind the 1 and making the 8 in the corner pocket, but that's not on, so he's going to play that safe.
I think he might have been checking how much space he's got behind there so he doesn't let it leak over. And he hit it softer than I thought he would. I thought he would hit it harder and probably get it somewhere nestled behind that 4-5. But checking how much space he had behind the 8 in case he would leak it out towards the opposite corner, of course, would leave Dennis a shot. But now Dennis tried to play, I'm sure, a better safe than that. Still not leaving a lot for Warren, but if you see the danger in possibly calling that 10 ball in the corner pocket, I don't know if he's inclined to do so. He can play safe and put him behind this 2-7. I'll have to see what he decides to do. I didn't hear him call anything. Oh, he cut it in nicely, actually. Now, the danger in that, of course, is look what he's left. He's saved himself. He's so he didn't play that 1. Like I said, I did not hear him call the 1. He happened to just cut it very, very good and actually made it. However, because of the format, the shot call safety, the 1 ball did go in and he has saved himself on the 2. And Dennis will take a peek at what's left here and decides that those 2 balls are fairly wired. He decided to take the shot and is going in the air with the jump cue. Rattled that 7. Wow. It wasn't wired. I mean, it took a little finesse to try to get that 7 in, and of course, as you can already see, he has missed that 7. And Warren has the option to give this back, but I seriously doubt he will.
Yeah, I can't see this giving him back to Dennis because there's possibilities of playing safes. And if you're not going to play the safe, you can bet your sweet bottom dollar that your opponent is going to.
Absolutely.
He might call the 3 here.
You
know,
think?
if he makes the 3 with the 2 banking into the 3, the 2 deflects up into the left-hand corner.
It does.
He's
And
playing
well, he
safe.
probably, if he does that, he's got to plant the cue ball, which he can because he's got a little angle that he has to shorten the. Well,
Playing safe. What a beautiful
he
safe
played
this is.
safe, and it was a beautiful safe. Yeah, I thought that playing that bank would be quite aggressive, and you know, if he did play the 2, he'd have to play it pretty true because he didn't have the natural angle for the bank, but he did have to cut into the ball to do so. And Dennis, wow, had enough of a window to get to the long rail and just kick that 2.
The way Dennis's body English just
Yeah,
showed on
he's
camera.
not happy.
It's like the 2 balls wired into the side pocket.
Yeah, that might be so. And it's a bigger pocket with that 3 hanging there. Oh, he played it safe and
Beautiful safe for the 2-10 combination if Dennis does not hit this 2 ball. That's what Warren just played.
yeah, as you can see that's fairly.
Now, on the other hand, Dennis can kick into this 2 and carom the cue ball into the 10, and I wouldn't be surprised if he calls the 10 ball here.
The only danger is that the fact that that 3 is fairly close to that 2 ball, so he's got to hit this pretty exact.
Let's see if Dennis calls.
To get that. Let's see if he does call that. I know he's aiming at this guy. I think he just called safe.
Why would you call the 10 just in case? Well, it hit
Wow,
the 8 anyway.
hit the 8 anyway.
We're going to see Warren Kiamco play the 210. A lot of traffic, the 4, 5, 6, 8, the way they are.
Well, I mean, really, even at their caliber, why wouldn't you shoot this combo? I mean, it's a hanger. You know, I mean, you've obviously seen people miss this, but for them, it's more of a hanger than anything. So, obviously, played that safe for that. Look at that. Oh, he missed and made it anyways. And
Dennis
is
is
sick.
sick.
we were in set. Yeah, if you just noticed, we panned to the other camera and he had his hands up in the air like, wow, he missed it. And I was just saying how fairly easy that was for them. You know, it goes to show you that someone even at that caliber can miss. You know, something we
Banked
would,
it in.
he banked it in. He literally banked it in, and Dennis not happy with that. Threw his hands up in the air right away.
Still a long race to 13.
Absolutely, but you know, I mean, of course, Warren takes his time a little more than Dennis would, but I do anticipate that the match is going to go, you know, at a fairly good pace. So you can see there's a little bit of everything, you know, safety play, the battles, and the runouts and combos, and we got a little bit lions and tigers and bears. Oh my, you know.
Scary when somebody gets up there and smashes a rack like that, I'll tell you.
Well, yeah. So he failed to make a ball on the break. Still a lot of people in the room, Al.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They're not leaving here.
I panned out before, and there was
Okay.
like a bunch of empty seats. So now I said everyone was taking a break while Dennis took his break. Obviously, well-deserved break after that last win. But you know, everybody's back in their seats, and you can pan out if you want. It's up to
Yeah,
you.
no, I'm fine. I just want people to hear your voice. There you go. Now
Right.
you're better.
Okay, thank you. I didn't realize it was so far away. My mic, that is. And Allison Fisher sitting in front of us, working hard, giving you the updates.
Oh, this is not an easy hit. Another safe. And he's going to have to try to swing this 2 rails, sharpen the angle down a little bit. And he missed
Wow,
it.
just barely missed that. He's going to play the 4. He's called the 4 ball. He wants to play a carom. And did that nicely. Left himself a nice shot on the 1. Left himself a nice angle to get back up table. Somewhere in the middle of the table. We'll give him a nice shot on the 2. Pretty natural. Up and down. Oh, he decided to go up and down. Okay, so he let his stroke loose and went up and down, which left him really nice in the side pocket. 3 ball near the middle of the table. Very nice. flirting with the side. He's disappointed.
Dennis, once again, is like, wow.
And yeah, you see him put his hands at his hip practically, and you know, he's like, gosh, when am I going to get a roll? Nice stroke there.
Warren just is a grinder, and he'll just keep firing at you. Either one of these players will, but Warren just seems like he just got up, had a full night's sleep.
Well, he was waiting a while. You know, being in the hot seat, that could be sometimes detrimental. You know what I mean? You're just sitting around and you're waiting, and sometimes it's for a few hours. You know what I mean? And we're waiting for the.
That's why they call it the hot seat.
Well, yeah. Which is why in the last match I said that I was looking around to see if he was hitting any balls because, like I said, you're sitting around waiting. You know, waiting. Sometimes you cool off a little much. Sometimes you're, you know, practically steamrolling through a tournament. It's kind of tough to say with all these killers here, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, there's only 2 killers left, these 2 right here in front of us. And it looks like Warren Kiamco is going to go up another bead on his side with the fortunate roll towards that side pocket. Leads 3-1.
Still a long
Folks,
race.
Steinway Billiards. Upstate Al, Snooky sitting in the booth. Now 2:39 a.m. on the East Coast. Calling the finals the best way we can. And NYC Grind, Allison Fisher and Jerry Tarantola are still on scene covering the event. We're going to be here until the last ball drops.
We're tired, but we love it.
We want to just say thank you to everybody that has bought the pay-per-view, whether it be the 1, 2 days or the full event. We want to thank you very much. And don't forget, the Andy Cloth 14.1 World Tournament starts tomorrow. The first flight goes out at 11 a.m. And we will be back at that time.
Powerful break. Before the match started, Warren was practicing his break, making a ball in every time. You know, I was telling the folks at home that, of course, being the most important shot. You know, you get full control after that. Of course, pocketing a ball on the break, you have the option to push. You have the first option to play a save or whatever, and so you have that opportunity. You know.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Well, Warren Kiamco fires that 3 ball and it's 600 miles an hour. Perfect position on the 4. Now you can either stop right there or draw back just between the 6, 8. And still have a shot on the 5.
Right.
To your preference. Just one rail it.
He's so gentle with that ball, and it makes him.
Stone cold killer.
You ain't kidding.
He is. Probably one of the top-notch gamblers in the world.
Okay, just momentarily, I'm gonna be joined in the booth. We're going to get him mic'd up for a second. Let's just welcome Rafael Debreo, one of the local top players, amateur players in this tri-state area, and we'd like to welcome him. Welcome.
Hey, what's up, people? What's up, Snook?
Hey, what's up? So Al is taking a short break and putting you in the box, and I'm happy for you to join us.
Happy to be here. Wow, he almost missed that ball.
Wow, he used all of that pocket, and Dennis, of course.
Showing emotion.
Well, this will be the third time that Warren has had a situation like this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, where Warren shot something that seemed like a miss, and it turned out in his favor. So,
I mean, that's one advantage of like new cloth.
well, yes, that's true. Another thing is that I notice is, well, since Warren doesn't like, unless he absolutely has to drill a shot in, he's pretty calm and he's quite gentle with some of his shots, and so because of the new cloth, the pocket took the shot. You know what I'm saying?
He has like great touch. Not only the great touch, but like he's so meticulous that he kind of like has the cue ball in the string.
Right, and that's
he uses pocket speed a lot.
Right, I was telling Al he's very gentle with that cue ball and kind of makes it do what he wants it to do, without having to really force anything unless he absolutely has to. But you know, when you're sitting there and you're watching your opponent, you know, get game by game, he's in the lead now 4-1, and get, you know, probably what he would say a little fortunate. Like before Warren, he saved Dennis. Dennis gave him ball in hand, missed the kick, and had a 10 ball fairly close to the pocket and the 2 ball there and ball in hand. And what he did, he pretty much missed the 10. Mm-hmm. And it kissed back into the, and since he did call the pocket, it did go in. Okay. Dennis was quite disgruntled by that.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna feel a way about it, but in the same sense, it's like if I was Dennis, I would sit there and be like, you know what, he just made the 10. Just kind of like get over it.
This is true. But like I said, when
if you dwell on stuff like that, you kind of like psych yourself out.
Absolutely. I mean, these guys, they're used to everything. You know, they've seen it all. You know what I mean?
These are two veterans that's been around the game a long time.
Absolutely.
Pretty much seen every role and experienced every role, being on both ends of it. Because, you know what I mean, everyone gets roles as part of the game.
And I know the thing is that Dennis, you know, I mean, both of these guys obviously want to win. They want this title bad. They've been playing very well throughout this tournament. You know, but kudos goes out to both of these players. You know, Warren for going undefeated and sitting in the hot seat. And Dennis, well, I don't know if you know this. I already told the folks at home. You know, kudos to Dennis that he lost to Warren the first match of this tournament yesterday.
Still grinding
and
back.
here he is fighting for the title in the finals against the very guy who took him out of the A side. So, of course,
Dennis is a grinder. You know what I mean?
They both are.
Dennis, yeah, absolutely. But the thing with Dennis is like he's such a he's good. He's a great player to watch because he has. Which a lot of top players have. He has like that great momentum.
Right.
Like he doesn't really lose momentum, and if he's at the table, he tries his best to stay at the table.
Absolutely.
Like earlier today, I watched him play Mika.
Mm-hmm.
He really shot above Mika. Like he really shot above Mika because he was always at the table. That he was aggressive. Like difficult shots. He was playing really smart. He was going for like tough shots. That's like 50-50. But in the same sense, he was confident.
Right.
You know what I mean? Very confident. So once he has that confidence and that momentum, he can really run away in a set.
Okay, you're right about that. And that's a very, very good experience that you shared as far as watching that and observing the capabilities of such player.
I mean, I don't want to sound biased or anything. Like, I like Dennis, and anyone that knows me knows that Warren is my favorite player because I had a conversation once with a guy, and he said watching Warren is like watching someone wash dishes. He just knows what he's doing. It just looks, he's so effortless. He gets out. The cue ball is always where he wants it to be. Probably one of the best safety players in the world, and very smart. Very smart. Knows the game inside and out, and his kicking game is unreal.
All right, so a 5-1 lead over Dennis Hatch. Warren Kiamco was sitting on the sidelines waiting for a couple of hours for the B-side to catch up, and him sitting in the hot seat obviously gave him time to rest, of course. He came back and had a few minutes to warm up. He was practicing, I'll let you know the same thing I told Al, that he was practicing his break. Unfortunately, he did scratch just now, giving ball in hand and a 2-10 combo after the one here, so we might see a short game, but Warren definitely was practicing his break prior to this match and making a ball every time. Unfortunately, like I said, he did just break and scratch, leaving a great shot on the one, and now, well, with ball in hand, of course, and getting position. He did call the 10 ball. And
Good
he
shot.
puts away a short rack
Yeah.
to close the gap just a little bit. 5-2.
You see how the way Dennis moves sometimes, like when he's racking the balls, he just kind of like want to get back to the table, smash them, and run out. It's him building momentum.
Yeah, of course. And in each individual player has a little bit of that in them, and whatever it is that they choose to do, how they choose to do, what it is they think about while they're waiting for their turn. You know, if you can, let me switch angles here for just a moment. I mean, you can see Warren sitting there, kind of just sitting upright, you know, confident, still waiting for his opportunity. If Dennis should give an opportunity for him to get back at the table, he's going to want to try to push and take a commanding lead over Dennis. But I would like nothing better to see this be a tight game. And
yeah, I mean, it's great for the viewers.
well, it's just
and both of these guys are playing exceptionally well, so
absolutely. And so I like to see the battle. I like to see them grind it out. I like to watch the exchange. Okay, so Dennis did not make a ball on the break, and Warren has possibly a 1-9 combo. He's jacking up a little bit. I don't know if he wants to play safe. Yeah, and tuck it behind the 9.
Try to get
10, I mean, I'm sorry. Yeah. He did try to do that, but has left an open one ball, but not an open shot at the corner unless he feels terribly aggressive and decides to cut it in. Now, I've seen him do this, but I don't know if he's going to try. Okay, he kind of tried. I don't know if he called. He might have called the safe and put him behind the 10.
Well,
did he get him there? No, he tried to get him behind the 10. There is a blocker with the 8. There's no long rail kick here because the 10 is in the way. He's got a 1 rail, rather 2 rail kick if he can shoot the long rail, short rail, somewhere near the dials and kick at the 1 underneath.
Yeah.
That's obviously what he's looking at. He shoots.
I mean, look at the speed he hits his ball with.
See, he kicked that underneath, and
see the thing with Warren, he's so, like, again, back to him being like extremely meticulous. He knows how the balls are going to react, and he knows which side of the object ball he's going to hit.
Right.
So with that, you always see him use different variations of speed because he's always trying to transfer that speed to the object ball.
Right. He got a little unfortunate and left him a wide open 1-ball shot with that kick. But I do agree with you, and I try to actually incorporate that in my personal game.
I mean, you see it with a lot of the Asians.
Right. Well, you do. With players in general, it's what I call calculated kicks.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like I said, I do try to incorporate that in my own game as well because it's a very smart move. And, you know, sometimes you might see, you know, a novice player go for a kick, and all they're worried about is hitting the ball.
Right.
And not exactly how am I going to hit this, or what
Right.
speed, where can I get this ball
Yeah.
to. So, that was obviously he had to get under that over to the dials to hit it from the back, but he did leave an open shot, and Dennis is at the table taking control of that opportunity.
I mean, this is a fairly easy rack. I think he should definitely be out here. The only problem is just getting from the 8 to the 9 with an angle to get back to the 10.
Right. I mean, he might shoot this. Yeah, this is what I thought. He would shoot the 7. Came out a little wider than I thought he may have wanted. However, he does still have an angle to force that cue, swing it around for the 8 in the same pocket. Now, if he does that, he's got to leave an angle so he can get off the rail there.
I would kind of like stay where the 7 is almost and just.
No, swing around just like this, because he doesn't have the shot up through that 10. There's no
the side pocket, but
well, the side pocket makes it difficult to make that position for the 8. The 9 that we were talking about.
Yeah.
So coming around that way, you see, kind of gives him a very good angle to get back up to the 9, and come natural down to the 10 ball now.
Yeah.
Naturally, just like that.
Nice out.
And very nice out.
So now Hatch is grinding back. It's 5-3 in favor of Warren Kiamco.
And closing the gap little by little. It's a one game at a time, Roth. You know how that is.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And even for us amateurs, we know that that's important to take it.
The thing with Hatch, if anything favors Hatch in this match, is his break. Because I've spoken to Warren countless numbers of times about, like, what is his weakest aspect of his game. And he says his break. So he's always working at it.
Yeah,
but
like
Hatch
I said, he tested the table. He tested the tables before the match, and that's what he was doing.
See, like that, but that's so brutal. He smashed the rack, no reward.
And look, it looks like it just opened up from the other. He looked like he broke from this end.
Yep.
And everything kind of just opened up. This looks like a drill, almost. Like a diamond drill.
Yeah.
Every ball on a diamond over there.
Pretty much, yeah. That's
it's
true.
funny, right? Kind of like a little starburst. Literally, just kind of poof, an asterisk, rather. You know those stars.
Yeah. See, like, this is the last thing you want to do with guys like this. Hit a rack that good.
Well,
squat the rock, and then
I'm going to tell you the irony in the fact that these balls are sitting at every diamond. Doesn't it remind them of rotation, which is like a Filipino
pretty much
staple game?
Yeah, wow, he just hooked himself.
Wow, he did hook himself. But isn't that funny? Like, that just laid out like that.
It'd be interesting to see what he does here. I think he's going to kick one rail and coming at it very slow.
Well, yeah, he's going to kick this softly past the 7. And probably hug up on the hug up.
Good shot.
He's gonna. He was hoping to obviously hug up a little more, but he actually hit that pretty good and left him neither side.
The thing right here with this shot is it's so hard because if it's frozen, he has to then hit another rail.
They're calling a tournament director because, of course, this 2 is sitting exactly behind this 7 ball, so he's gonna go for a kick.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see what kind of, if any discrepancy is going on here.
All right, the tournament director is coming over. With this short time, I would like to say one thing. I have a massive amount for Manny, George, and Anna for putting on such an event and hosting it.
Absolutely.
These guys are great. If you're a random pool player from around the country that's just a pool fan or a competitive player, you absolutely feel at home playing here. Just coming
absolutely. They're open arms, you know what I mean?
Yep.
They're very nice people. They understand the players. That was a fantastic shot.
Good shot.
Again, they absolutely recognize that not only for the regular customers that come in for a night out with friends or girlfriend and boyfriend on a date. They cater to the actual players. We have a special section for our tight pocket tables and all the action that goes on here. So
With a
I
little
mean,
bit of wagering
it's-
involved.
well, that goes without saying. We didn't need to announce that.
Just saying. I mean,
But,
we bet
okay.
like quarters.
Yeah,
I mean, quarters, like, you know what I mean?
multiplied. Sorry.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's like a multiplier, exactly.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it is a great room. The equipment is, up to par. There is no question that they keep this room up and running for, any type of player.
Absolutely.
Any novice player, intermediate, advanced, pros. I mean, it's catered to all of that and then some,
Absolutely.
And I've told people out there today that, even if you don't come for, an event here, you can, and if you're like coming to New York, you really should take a stop in at Steinway Billiards and check it out and check out this room. Now we're gonna have a quick announcement with Al, who's gonna jump in right now.
Guys, I just want to bring you up to date. Right now, the score in the finals is what score?
5-3.
5-3. It's a race to 13. The pay-per-view is scheduled to go off at 4 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that's due to the pay-per-view service. We didn't think it was going to go this long. So if you do get kicked off at 4 o'clock, which is another hour, don't worry about it. Just sign back in or refresh the page, I believe, and then sign in, and you will see the tournament, the finals. Okay, we apologize for that, but we didn't think we were going to run this long. So if something should happen where the stream goes down or you get kicked off at a certain time, just refresh the page and sign back in and you'll be okay. Sorry about the inconvenience.
Thanks, Al.
Well, had to bring everybody up to date. We just extended it a little bit longer.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, guys, thanks for sitting in. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
no problem, Al. No problem.
All right, there you have it, folks. So in case you do get booted off, all you have to do is sign back in and you can watch the rest of the finals. You do have another hour before that happens. And with the race to 13, it could actually go that far.
Yeah.
But we do have an hour, and these guys play fairly quick. So you might, in fact, get to see all of that.
Wait, is he playing the bank here? Yeah, I believe
Yeah,
he
he
is.
has to.
Yeah, it's kind of a two-way shot. He wanted it a little further.
Well, let me take a look at this angle for a second. Yeah, he doesn't. There's no kind of combo
If
that
he
he
was a
could have
little
shot
closer
there.
to it, he wouldn't lose the cue ball. You know what I
Well,
mean?
no, I mean, I
That's
think, it's important how he plays for the bank, because what happens is, I mean, in this format, obviously, he needs to either call the shot or call the safety. And I didn't hear him call either right now.
No, he
I'm
called the
not sure.
bank.
Did he call the bank?
Called the
Okay,
bank.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, he had a bad.
He did hit it bad, but you know what? Had he made it, wherever he landed, he had shot on the 8.
Yeah.
That's why he did set up position to shoot that. There was no other pocket really for him, unless he actually, if he had actually gotten between the 7 and the 9-10, which was very hard to do so. And Dennis will say thank you very much for letting me back in. And I do believe from this angle that he has the 9-10 carom.
Yep. And he closes the gap. If you mix this
He
10
has
ball,
he has called the 10 ball, and if he does make this, will in fact close the gap and be within one game of a tie.
yeah. I think he's taking a little break.
I think so. I think he's
off to the
happy.
restroom.
You didn't need to say that.
Just saying, you're gonna go wash his hands. A little sticky. I mean, you're in New York in the summertime. It's a bit humid outside.
Yeah, sure. So in the meantime, let us take an opportunity to thank and acknowledge some of our sponsors. We'll start off by showing you Steinway Billiards in Astoria, Queens.
Just to let everybody know, this logo was made by our very own Steinway. What is it? Upstate Al. There we go. Steinway Al is one of the local players. Funny.
Okay, Gotham City Technologies, Ron Mason, this is his baby. If you need all your PC work done, commercial or personal, this is the guy to go to, GothamCityTechnologies.com.
Or a good laugh.
Or a good laugh, that's right. He's a good friend of ours, so we know him personally.
Yeah.
FA Clothing Line.
Focus Apparel.
FA Clothing Line, and little Jonathan, his son, and Brian Russell. If you would like to purchase any of the shirts that you saw raffled off today, you can reach Brian Russell on Facebook and find out how you can do that. And NYC Grind, Jerry T, Allison Fisher, and staff working hard every tournament on location in the tri-state area and other places, doing hard work. AZB Billiards .com, Kings of Vapor, the Tap League, Predator Pro Am Tour, AZB TV. Thank you all. Of course, you are watching the 3rd annual Steinway 10-ball Classic 2014. And let me just show you this Predator Pro-Am stop that's going to happen in Snookers. Are you going to go, Ralph?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Too far right now?
No, not really. I'm actually not playing a lot of pool lately. Just taking a break, trying to enjoy the summer.
Well, this is a nice pool room. I've been out there.
I've actually never gone to Snookers, but it comes highly recommended by Mike DeShane, a lot of guys from upstate, like Connecticut area, upstate New York, Boston. I mean, you have a couple of like guys from Boston here. You have Joe, you have Mike DeShane, you have guys from Connecticut. I mean, everyone talks about
it's a nice room. They're very nice people, the staff, everything, and so they're going to have, at least as you can see on the screen, a $2,000 added for the amateur portion of the tournament, and $3,000 added to the Open Pro. So that should be a very good tournament, and hopefully they get a nice turnout. I don't know personally if I'm going to make it there, but it's nice. Let me just show a couple of faces that are going to be participating in the Andes 14.1 World Championships straight pool. As you can very well see, a lot of players. Here's another couple of pictures, and still not all the faces that are going to be here, but anyone who is going to be watching the live stream can definitely see that this is going to be the place to be this week. Again, Steinway Billiards. And we are still waiting for Dennis to return to the table. In the meantime, we do have Jerry Tarantola, who's taking a quick snoop at that cue. And as he walks away,
I gotta just add one thing before the match continues.
What's that?
We have a pretty exciting match going on over here on the super tight table, table 3, the Unforgiver.
The Unforgiver.
That table is hosting a match between the Canadian killer,
John
Mora, and Frankie Hernandez, one of the local heroes.
Okay, so they've matched up in what appears to be a 10-ball match. We don't know the exact details, nor do we. If we did know the details, perhaps we wouldn't share them all with you at the moment. But we can see that they are matched up in our tightest table of the room.
Yeah, not only that, but pretty much when you match up on that table, the real birds kind of like really flock over.
Well, I think, you know what, they don't really know John that much. So, I mean, they're not going to get so close, only because, well, I mean, it's kind of an unwritten rule, but if you can, you know, we can't quite pan over all the cameras to where all those spectators are, because they are watching tightly.
Yeah.
With everything that's going on. There are some of our local players are also matched up on the
which is common,
on the adjacent tables, more tight pocket tables. So I mean, it's lively in here. I mean, Dennis just now still, of course, as you can see, has not returned to the table, and the people who've gotten up and kind of stretched their legs a little bit and nature run and what have you, but they're all still sweating this match, of course. But when you have two guys out of the tournament who match up, people, of course, are very interested and want to see them. And John making very impressive tournament play this week, and people who may have not known who John was definitely do now. And watching him match up with one of our local heroes, as you said.
John is a great player to watch. He has probably one of my favorite strokes out there, hands down.
That's nice.
And his demeanor at the table is just
absolutely
amazingly impressive.
Absolutely. I mentioned before that I'd seen John a couple of times playing in the tournaments, and then being from Canada and all, and I'm obviously, I don't live out there, and I don't get to go to some of the stops that he does participate in the other tournaments throughout the country. I don't get to see him that often. All I can do is probably hear some updates about how he's done. Now, to actually, watch him, I mean, it's been a long time since I've gotten to watch him. So
Hatch is back.
He's playing real solid pool right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so I did go and acknowledge that appreciation for the way he played this tournament. All right, so Dennis is back at the table with the break.
No, he took a little bit off that break and still didn't make anything. He tried to make an adjustment there.
I have noticed since yesterday that most people that you know how people break, like Shane, he's got a powerful, if not one of the best breaks in the world.
If not the best break.
His break wasn't working for him yesterday.
Yeah. Johnny actually beat him.
Yeah.
Johnny played great against him.
And Jeremy Sosi beat him as well. But, his break, you know what to expect, because you follow these players, and if a statement is made and you acknowledge that the guy has, like I said, one of the best breaks, if not the best break in the world, and then to see him see that part of his game fall a little short, you expect him to break well, run out, or take a command over the table. I think, most players that we can see that has been playing not only on this table but just throughout the tournament, a couple of times their breaks are falling a little flat and not producing the ball or multiple balls on the break. Correct,
Wow. He
knew he was going to miss that ball. He just let out a wow.
Yeah. Not sure what Warren's going to do here, but I do like sending the 2 into the 3 and sending the cue ball over by the 4 ball and the 8 ball.
You mean banking it?
Banking it into the 3, send it into the
stack over there?
Yeah, I like that shot.
That is exactly what he decided to do, but he fell short.
Yeah.
But the intention was there, and you are just as wise to recognize that.
A little bit.
Well, Ralph, I know you quite a few years now, and I've watched your game excel in a very positive way. You put a lot into your game, so it saddens me that I hear that you want to decide to take a break. But if you feel that that's if you feel that that's, and believe me, I've been on that flip side, on that side where I wanted to get away. I got away for 10 years actually. So a lot changed in those 10 years for me. And
the sad part about that statement you just made is that I was told in your younger years, all right, that you were, if not one of the best women money players to ever come out of New York. And guys
That's a bold statement.
And guys had their hands full. Okay, listen, we know one of the best women players ever come out of New York. If not one of the best women players to ever played a game is Jean Belucas.
Oh yes,
Okay.
absolutely. Now you're talking.
Right. But I'm not talking like top notch. I'm
No,
talking
okay.
like one of the local killers that just wasn't afraid to match up with anyone,
Right.
especially men. Because I've seen your victims. Okay, they didn't like it. All right.
Wow,
You
very
were
nice
doing.
save.
You were hitting people like what Hatchers did. All right.
Okay, you're making me blush over here. Well, I thank you for that
Yeah, your
acknowledgement.
rosy cheeks.
And I don't know who may have spilled the beans about me back in the day, but you know, I try, do my best. Right now, I've got my hands full, so I can't quite get up there exactly like before. But I intend to.
Yeah.
I intend to. I mean, 10 years and look where I am, right? I'm back at the scene.
You're not going anywhere.
I don't think anyone would let me.
Yeah.
Nice kick. He almost cut that in. He had to probably play safe, of course. He called it safe and got rewarded for it. Tucked him right behind that 4-ball. He has a one-rail kick, you know, beyond that side pocket. Or actually above it if you can.
I mean, it's kind of what's unfortunate about this that happened to Hatch is Warren played the safe, yes, but he did get rewarded. But at the same time, he really has no other shot but to go for the shot.
Right. He's got this kick beyond the side, like I said.
Yeah.
Boom.
Double kiss.
Double kiss. He
Don't
did hit
hook.
it.
See, and I don't think Warren can really see this ball, but he might have to give it back.
No, he's got to give it back.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's got to give it back. He did call it because it looked like he could possibly pocket it.
One road kick.
You know, yes, he's going to hit this from behind.
Yeah. Hopefully, good speed there.
Yeah, I like it. It sends it up. And, I mean, Warren can see the ball, but he doesn't have the pocket.
Yeah.
What he does have is the possible safety.
Yeah.
You know, at best he can.
I mean, he can
play
the speed again. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
he can. He can probably do that. I don't think he's gonna go for the carom on the 7.
No.
I really don't think that.
A good shot here is like you bank the 2 into almost where the chalk is, if you can get it there, and put it by the 8. I mean, the thing with Warren, again, he's both very smart players, Hatch and Dennis.
Right.
And the moving game is, I mean, it's great to watch. You know what I mean? Like, to watch, I mean, this is how amateur players get better. You watch better players play, get out of tricky situations, the decisions they make, the simple things they do that you might overlook.
Absolutely. Now, the thing is that sending that 2-ball somewhere between the 4 and the 8, I mean, unless he gets it exactly between there, might, you know,
put him in a bad situation.
It might put him in a bad situation. The fact that he might leak the cue ball out a little and leave Dennis an opportunity to save him even tighter with that traffic that's going on there. So let's see how good he gets. Oh, you know, he used the 7, which is really good, but he's left a window. He's left a window. Yeah. I'm surprised he took that because the 7 was a stopper. Definitely pumped the brakes on that cue ball. So, you know, Dennis has a shot on the 2 and has a good position to make this 2 and has a shot on the 3. About the only thing that
That's a good angle.
That is a good angle. I was just going to say about the only thing that I can worry is about how he was going to get over to the 4, but he left himself the perfect angle to kind of make the ball floated over to the top logo, as you can see it on top of that
Andy
cloth, and
good shot.
Swing it over just like that. And now I don't see any real problem. He can either roll this up or kind of just tip it over past the 10.
Yeah.
Ooh, he used the rail. He cheated that pocket a little. And a nice natural shot on that 7. I'm sorry, on that 6 to get to the 7. He's just going to tap the 7 in and play the 8 in the same corner. He can get there. Yes. He got there. He got a little more angle than he may have wanted to, of course, but let's see him reach over that table.
Okay, as we watch Hatch close this rack out and close the gap.
Officially close the gap.
Yep.
He's should he make these 2 balls, he's going to tie it up, and we have a game, of course.
Still a long way to go. Race to 13.
Absolutely. And he fell a little short on that, but he is a lefty, and shooting over the table the way he has to just now is not going to be a problem for him. Of course, he would have wanted to have a better shot at this, but him being quite tall.
And the score is 5-5. As Hatch racked the balls, just a friendly reminder to everyone at home watching this great match and this great event that the stream, the pay-per-view, will be down at 4. But with the event running this late, everyone is welcome to log out and sign back in, and it will be provided for the continuation of this set and the finals of the Steinway Classic.
Why, thank you. So well said.
Well,
sir.
thank you. Bunch of sleepy faces in here, but
You
no
know
one wants
what?
to go home because
That's
it's good
just
pool.
that's just it. Everyone is so tired,
Yeah.
but they don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care. You could be dragging their feet all over this pool room, but they don't care.
The funniest part is, like, you bring a regular person into a pool hall, it's impossible for them to sleep because the ball's clicking so much. But you give a pool players, like, it's like ocean noise to them.
Yeah, it's so serene.
It's like therapeutic, you know what I mean?
Yeah, ocean waves and,
Yeah.
the quiet roar of thunderstorms. I mean, we
Yeah.
got our own personal sound machine here.
Some people are sleeping, the ball Hatch smashes the ball, doesn't flinch an inch.
I do see the fellow you're talking
Yeah.
about. There is a fellow who is I guess quite tired and it's counting his sheep, I guess, a little bit.
I think he's counting pool balls. That's just me. Pretty good late right here. Finally,
Yeah,
he broke, made a ball.
He's you know what, you see, he's not as fast paced as he was some in the last match that he had, and in the beginning of this he's very happy that he's been back at the table. He's been able to tie this match up now, and now he is taking his shots a little more deliberate.
Yep.
He is pacing himself around the table, and of course made a statement and say, you know what, you had me in the lead, but now it's tied up.
Yeah, now it's time for me to take the lead.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what was this?
Well, that was the right shot. Unfortunately, he didn't shoot it with enough speed to get.
Yeah, let's see how confident he really is here.
I think he's gonna cut this ball in.
Yeah.
I've seen him go for some steeper cuts. He took a moment to dab a little powder on his hands.
Yep.
Wow, he looks like, I was gonna say he just
Hit that bad. But he got
I
kind of
mean,
lucky with the 8 ball as a blocker, but
I'm surprised he didn't cut it in, but again, perhaps, like I said, he's taking his time more now at the table, why he chose not to do that. But did bank that up towards the 8, which was, of course, a blocker.
yeah.
And it served a blocker. Wow. He
might
have paint on this ball, what I call paint.
Yeah.
If he's got paint on this ball, he's going to cut this in for sure. For sure. He's going to bend down and take a look.
Cut
and
it
I
too
think,
much and overcut
you
it.
can put a little inside and kind of
Curve
curve this ball in as so.
Yep.
Because I know that any touch to that 6 would have definitely made it, like he did. A little back and forth action.
Don't want to get straight here.
No, he got quite straight. He's going to have to stroke this ball.
He might cheat the pocket.
No, I think he's going to stroke this ball.
Cheat the pocket.
Wow, he wasn't as straight as
Yeah.
he caught that rail at a on a good spot, obviously.
I mean, you're looking at a 4-inch table. And
Well, actually, they're 4.5.
no, I'm talking about the table that we're looking at the monitor.
Oh, on the monitor. Yeah.
It's hard to see the angle.
All right. Dennis Hatch taking the lead finally in this race to 13 here at Steinway Billiards in Astoria, Queens. You're watching the 3rd annual Steinway Classic.
Brought to you by Upstate Al. Al is tired, ladies and gentlemen. This man works hard. The hardest working man in the business.
He is sitting in front of the booth here and taking a well-deserved break. Sitting alongside Allison Fisher, who also is taking
I'm just going to put this out there.
What's that?
Al does not do this because there's money in this. Okay? Trust me. He does this because for the love of the game, for Allison Fisher from NYC Grind, and to see guys smack their cues on the table. All right? This is why he does this. He does this because we're pool players with diehard fans.
In that order?
Exactly that order. All right.
Oh, gosh. All right. Unfortunately, we had a break and scratch and ball in hand for Warren Kiamco. Definitely not what Dennis wanted, being that he's
absolutely not.
He closed the gap and went ahead to take the lead in this match, and now unfortunately giving Warren Kiamco a ball in hand, an opportunity to, of course, tie it up should he run this rack out.
Yeah.
The only issue, of course, being that 7 ball to get from the 6 to the 7.
Yeah, but it depends on the angle he gets to the 5. If he's going to play it to come up one rail, I like it because he could just float back down.
Well, that's true.
Yep, there we go.
It still depends on how he gets to the 6 ball.
Yeah.
On how he's going to get to the 7, because there is a 10 ball there, so shooting it up would be one thing. Shooting it down would be a cincher.
2 rails?
No,
one rail.
1 rail.
It's hard to tell with the Filipinos the way they cue the ball. It's so hard sometimes.
I've been watching them play since I used to hang out with quite a bit of Filipinos.
I learned from Filipino.
And I did get to see a lot of them play at my younger ages. Or age, rather.
All right, so Warren is looking to clean up this table. Hit that pretty good.
Absolutely. Like I said, he did get above for that 7 ball in the corner pocket, and making position behind that 10 would have been obviously not the right move.
Okay, going back to what I said before. Look at this shot, okay? It looks like he's washing dishes, people. Look, look, look. There we go.
Scrub, scrub, scrub.
Yep, and he just cleaned the entire table.
Wow. 6-6. Tie
we got
game.
A game, people.
Tie game. We got a game, like you said.
Race to 7. Oh, for everyone that comes to Steinway Billiards, please, I just beg you, even if you ate outside, get like a dessert. Trust me, it's amazing. And this stuff is not made in-house. It's made by a local bakery that's absolutely amazing. But the food that's made here,
by the way,
better than most diners I know.
By the way, some of those desserts are actually made by one of the owners.
Yes,
one of the owner's wives.
George's wife, Maria. Maria is a great cook.
She's a fantastic cook, and she bakes and she makes the best cherry cheesecake I can. She hasn't brought it here. I'm gonna have to talk to her about that.
Oh yeah, and she makes the rice pudding too.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic. So rich and creamy, and I think I might have one.
I'm going to definitely get something to eat after this.
Well, it's well deserved on my part. I've been in and out of this pretty much all day.
Yeah, I just kind of been supporting the bar a little bit.
Supporting the bar?
Yeah.
Well, I might have to support the bar a little.
Yeah.
Actually, they'll be done by 4, so
shot.
if I'm going to do that, I might as well get one too.
Yeah.
Just to relax, folks, and not to, you know.
So when this night is all over, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you get a good night's sleep, or at least a few hours, and get up and watch the World Straight Pool Tournament. It's going to be great. Have fantastic players, some new faces, some old faces. But trust me, they're all killers. A big shout out to Dr. Fidak, who is a loyal supporter of the World Straight Pool. He's a great guy, very easy to talk to, and a legitimate pool fan. Appreciates good pool, good players.
Now take a look at this.
He wanted a bit more angle
He's
here.
got a yeah. He either wanted a bigger angle or straighter, some straight. Like he's fallen somewhere between, and has to kind of punch this a little bit. He can punch this with the little inside draw.
That's what exactly.
And yeah, it's exactly the shot that I thought he'd have to. You know, he punched that with a little inside draw because he wanted to get back down. Because take a look at the 510. I'm really surprised that he didn't make that ball. Actually, it just kind of rattled and just stood there. You know, like I said, he either wanted a bigger angle so he can punch it off the rail and across and back over, perhaps across to the long rail and in between the 510 and 7 to get a good position for that 510, making this a short rack. But now, unfortunately, he rattled that 4. Warren excellently went around that 9 without hitting it.
Good angle.
And has given Warren the shot on the 10. He has called the 10. And should he make this combination, will take the lead once again. And he has made it 7-6.
That's definitely an error on Hatcher's behalf. Maybe he should take a little bit more time. But
well, like I said, I mean,
these guys
here's
are
the
human.
thing. It's tough enough to make them straighten sometimes. You know what I mean? And now he was trying to force an angle, create an angle, so he can get on the right side of that 510.
Yeah.
So because he fell on the 50-yard line, he either needed more angle, like I said, to move the cue ball, or punch it with inside English so it makes it draw back down the way it did. The only thing is that it forced a rattle.
Right.
And leaving Warren that shot to get to the combo.
Yeah. We even got like the miniature pool fans out. These kids are not sleeping.
Yeah, these parents have these kids out kind of late, but
oh boy, a dry break.
Uh-oh.
And a pretty open rack here.
Well,
nothing really seems to be a trouble.
no, I mean,
Depending on how he plays the 1 here. The 1 is the key shot.
Should he have space? I think he has a shot on the 1 into the corner. I don't believe that the 8 is obstructing that. And
The 4, you mean?
the 4, I'm sorry, the 4. I did that before. The 4. The only thing is when he cuts this 1 ball, he's going to clip the 5.
Actually, I think he just called a
And
bank shot.
Did he call it? He probably called it. Yeah. He fell short on that. No, he called the bank. He could have cut that into the corner, but he would have hit the 5, and then he would have saved himself.
You
with
could
the
actually, for me anyway, I mean, these guys play above me, but I would have liked to overcut the 1, utilizing the open side of the pocket here and using the 5 as a stopper.
Yes, he could have done that, but the angle that he had, I do believe he was going to hit the 5 a little bit
Thicker,
in the face,
right,
and then pushing that cue ball underneath
to where he hooks himself.
To where he hooks himself with the 4.
I gotcha.
The only thing would be if he forced it further down, but of course, as you can see, the 6-8 is still there, and he'd have to get in a position. I mean, that 2, you see, that 2 is not that 4 is a blocker either way. So he would have had trouble. That's probably why he chose to bank that shot. Saw it as an easy shot. I know that Dennis, well, he's obviously disappointed. and missing that what we would normally say a fairly easy bank shot. But being as it may, is given an opportunity back to Warren again to run out this rack and get another step closer to
Wow,
the
you
win.
hit that pretty bad.
Yeah, does not like that. He fell a little short.
Ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to late hours like this, you see the emotions come out.
Mm-hmm.
You can see that both of these guys are extremely hungry and want to win, take this title home. Missed that ball
Wow,
too.
he missed that ball.
Yeah.
Okay, so swapping opportunities here, as you can see.
As I'm looking among the crowd,
What do you see? What do you see?
I see a couple local players here. Steinway Al enjoying the view, obviously. Upstate Al enjoying the view. Allison Fisher. We have even a couple of the chess players that plays locally here.
Yeah.
You have Joe Dupree. You have Holden Chin, William Finnegan, George Vienna Connor,
Yeah.
snooping in, the cook.
The cook.
That guy's amazing. He's cool.
Yeah. We have
Oh my goodness, look at this.
Victor now. We have James Stevens, who's been playing very well in the amateur the amateur Predator Tours. We have Capriel, who's sitting next to him, who is the amateur state champion. I'm sorry, not the amateur, the Ginky Memorial champion on the amateur side. And we did have the state amateur champion here earlier, Marco D.
Yeah, he was here.
And we still have quite a bit of people who are sitting around.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness! And
Late hours, late hours.
yeah, that is he clearly does not like that. He kind of just put his cue to the side and he sat back in his chair. Dennis, again, thank you very much. I'm back at the table kind of demeanor here.
Yeah. Oh my God. Wow.
Oh,
I thought
you thought he missed that, didn't you?
I really did.
Okay. So, Dennis tying up the match. 7-7, race to 13 here. Steinway Billiards. We're watching the third annual Steinway 10-Ball Classic. And let me just remind you folks, because we have 25 minutes before the cutoff line on the pay-per-view. And should you get cut off, you can refresh, log back on, and enjoy the rest of this tournament. 25 minutes, and it's only 7-7, race to 13. We just might reach past the 4 a.m. So don't fret. If you do get logged off, you can log back on, enjoy the rest of the tournament. We thank you very much if you are out there and still watching. We thank you for joining us and watching this well-coordinated, fantastic tournament, and we hope that you are enjoying the show.
Okay, you made a ball in the break. Kind of a tester here.
Well, yeah.
If you can play it into the corner pocket, you use the 10 as a stopper. I mean, the 3 is right there, so worst case scenario, he hooks himself and has to jump the ball in. Something I do all the time.
Hit that
Oh,
perfect.
hit the point.
Perfect.
Yeah.
He hit that. He hit the shot perfectly. However, you know, he didn't leave a gimme. You know what I mean? The 8 ball is off the rail, so he's going to shoot the combo. He's either hit it perfectly. I don't know. I can't tell by this angle if he can slice that in
playing
the
the 8
side.
ball.
He's calling the 8 ball, so he's going to either hit it perfectly in the face or he's going to use the rail, as so. And
Look at that. He returned the same exact
yeah,
thing.
do you see that? That is what happened before, and Warren did that.
It's called karma.
It's karma.
I know a girl named Karma. Actually, I never met a girl in my life named Karma. But
So I wait. Either you do or you don't.
I know I don't know. I just like to make up stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like improvise. Like those radio personalities. Oh, we got one of the local killers here too, Jamil. Jamil Adams, everybody. Know that name, okay?
Oh yeah.
Know that name.
The word is that there's someone who's teaching him. I don't know who that could be, but for some reason,
From what
he's
I was
doing
told, he's also a Brooklynite, like myself.
a Brooklynite.
And he got the name from some local bar in Brooklyn called the Bed-Stuy Killer.
Well, I have another nickname that he has. They call him Blade.
Blade. There's like 40 blades that plays pool.
Well, he's one of them. I asked
Listen,
him one day,
just,
why did he call
just make
him
sure
that?
it's not Rusty Blade.
Right now, it might be. In his current state of mind, definitely. Jamil has been enjoying the bar too. Okay, back to this.
We're completely losing track.
No, not at all. I mean, I think the audience pretty much sees what's going on, and you know, it's late hours. We're having a little fun and letting everyone know about our local players and who's up and coming in the ranks.
Okay, it looks like Hatcher's going to take the lead once more.
I'm telling you, they are trading off opportunities,
Yep.
and both doing a fine job and taking advantage and capitalizing on each other's mistakes, which is why we have such a tight game. And it was 7-7 until just now, where Dennis has regained the lead in this race to 13. Now, had this been a true double elimination, then Dennis would have been on. He would have been on the hill, and they would have had to play, you know, a second set. However, they've just modified the race to a race to 13, one long race to the title, and the winner will have their picture put up on a banner, and will
Following
be
the two past champions,
will be
Phil Bufford.
yes
Buford.
Bufford.
Okay, Bufford. And the one and only SVB, Shane Van Bonen.
Very good. All right, kaboom on the break. And do we have a ball? No,
we do not.
All that noise and no ball. Dennis can't like that. He's giving him a shot. You know, no ball on the break. There is a somewhat of a cluster there with the 4, 6, and 9, and I think he'll find a way to clear that up.
And
Oh.
wow. I think Warren has been sitting for too long.
You know, I said that earlier before you stepped in.
I mean, he played the
Well-
hot seat match at what time? At 4?
No, I don't think. No.
What time was it?
It was well after that, because
Yeah.
I got here around that time.
right,
There was no hot seat match at that time.
I wear a watch, but I can't tell time, so I'm sorry.
Oh, that's so sad. No, but you know, he did sit for a while, and I did tell Al before you sat in, and I said, you know what, he's been sitting for a while. There was at one point when I was watching Dennis's match, I was commentating on his match prior to this one, that I kind of took a quick look around the room, and Al gave me this look like, what am I doing? I said, you know what, what I'm doing is actually taking a look around to see if Warren was actually warming up somewhere. And we completely looked past him. How about that? Because then we both were looking around to see if he was around hitting balls, and he was actually sitting right there about 12, 15 feet away from us up on the rail watching. But, you know, that's also smart too, because here he is, he's watching what could have been his possible opponents.
You want to hear something really funny?
I would love to hear something funny.
It's not really funny. It's more like how observant certain players are.
Okay.
If you ever see Warren in person, look how he's so aware of everyone around him that's playing pool. I mean, including good players and amateurs. Like, the thing with Warren is he pays attention to everything because he's always trying to learn something new. I once asked him, I was like, what are you doing? How are you coming you're not hitting balls? He was just like, oh, I was practicing before, but I want to watch these guys play because I want to see where I can learn.
That you're right about that, and I've seen him do that on many occasions. I've been watching Warren for years now, and you will see him sweating him out. I think, there were so many people in the crowd that I completely didn't notice him. But I'll tell you what, I have noticed him in other tournaments. He may not be sitting close to where the action is. He's at a distance, but he's watching, and he's paying attention to what's going on around him. So. That's a good observation on your part, and asking him obviously confirm that. Okay, so Dennis came back with a ball in hand. Again, as you can see, they're trading off the opportunities, and each one of them taking advantage. Dennis did a fine job to get that cue ball over. And
okay, right now, Dennis is looking like he's going to take a 2-game lead here, ladies and gentlemen. So, let's see.
All right, so a 2-game lead. Pulling away ever so slightly. They were going game for game.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's 16 minutes until the deadline.
Yes.
So
let me just remind anyone who may have taken a restroom break at home and missed out on the announcement. At 4 a.m., we are reaching the cutoff time for the pay-per-view. And being that this is a race to 13 and we are only at 9-7, it could be possible that in the next 16 minutes, this race cannot be over. I mean, it could be, but in case... In case it has, these people... stop that. If, in fact, that does happen and you have not seen the end result, the final score, the last rack, the last ball being made, you can... Okay, I'm exaggerating. Stop laughing at me. No, I mean, you can log back in. So anyone who is cut off at 4 a.m. in 15 minutes, there is a cutoff point once again for the pay-per-view. So you can... Whoopsie.
I'm going to do that. Beep, beep, beep.
Beep, you're going to censor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Emotions are running wild, people.
Absolutely. So let me just finish my statement. A queue can, if you do reach the cutoff point in 15 minutes at 4 a.m. for the pay-per-view, you can log right back in, and you can enjoy the rest of this final match for the title, 3rd annual Steinway 10-ball Classic. And Dennis, not a happy camper with the scratch. It was a kiss from another ball that sent it away.
And that could have been the spark that gave Warren new life.
Well, like I said, every rack is given an opportunity, swing it one way or swing it the other.
Yeah.
So it's still a race to 13. There's still plenty of pool left. This, of course, being an exciting finale because, well, like I said earlier, Dennis was eliminated from the A side of the tournament. Its very first match against Warren. So coming back undefeated on the B side to see him in the finals, it's quite exciting. So I know Dennis really, really wants this. I mean, they both do, but I know Dennis coming back on the B side would be.
Yeah, it's big because you know what? sometimes you lose a set. You don't have nothing against the guy you lost to, but more it's kind of like your pride. You know what I mean? And I'm sorry to say it, but men are just completely filled with pride and ego.
Right.
So it's kind of like when you lose to someone, you kind of wish you had another shot at them. So coming back from the weak side, not the weak side, but come back from the one-loss side to play in the finals, you kind of just want to prove yourself even more. You understand? And kind of hope the next guy takes you for granted because he beat you the first time around.
Right.
So, also, I want to give a big shout out to George Rodriguez, another local hometown hero. Played a great tournament. He shot really, really, really well. I'm very happy for him. George is a good guy, good friend, and he's one of the most common faces you probably see around.
Absolutely. Not just locally here, but the tri-state area, and making waves. And
he's been making waves for years.
For years, right.
Years.
And, you know, I've said this since yesterday, whereas, you know, the top-notch players that you have here, 10 world champions participating in this event, and 64 killers. That, you know, perhaps, you know, people who would say on paper he wasn't the favorite to get as far as he did, and he has.
But see, that's
and
the
I'm
thing.
and you know, he's what we call our fellow roommate. We share this room and we know him. So to our fellow roommate, we are very proud of him, and glad to see that he fought with the best of them and made it as far as he did.
Okay, let's say with a feel of what showed up to play this event, 64 players, a full field. I mean, you're talking 30, 32 of like legitimate top-notch players. To give you a few names, we have Dennis Hatch, Warren Kiamco, Earl Strickland, Shane Van Bonen, Jason Shaw. We have Stalif. We have Justin Bergman?
Justin Bergman.
Great player. John Moore, Joe Dupree, Mike DeShane. We're talking champions.
Well, let's not forget Karen Core.
Karen Core, Jeanette Lee, Tony Robles.
Yeah, we had killers. We had pure killers. I mean, these are guys that
Let's
are
just
out
say
for
we
blood.
had a Calcutta. Let's just say we had a Calcutta. Chances are the favorite would be the U.S. favorite, Shane Van Bonen, right? Let's say Shane went for a certain amount. Guys like George Rodriguez and local players don't go for that much, but you have to remember something. When you're wagering on anything, you're just buying a name.
Right.
And then you're going to have people who's the underdog, who love being an underdog and want nothing else but to prove themselves.
Right.
And you, for example, George. George is a great player. He's beaten top-notch players countless numbers of times. Once double-dipped Mike DeShane, the first time Mike said anyone has ever done it in his professional pool career. George is a great player. And you're playing him in his home court, and he's getting the crowd support.
Right. Well, there's a lot of locals here that were
rooting
for him like crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one of the locals here, not really a local because he travels so much, he's always competing in world events, is Warren Kiamco. Warren is always here, someone I spar with, someone that will give you a laugh once in a while.
All the time. That guy is funny.
Yeah, and then, you know what I mean? He's just, if you talk to Warren, every 3 hours, I want to eat. Listen,
so he's got an appetite as well as a...
he has a good appetite, and he's a hell of a cook. I'll tell you right now, Warren's a great cook.
All right. I might
but he doesn't eat anything if it doesn't have rice in it.
Oh, well, that's just a common thing amongst Filipinos.
Yeah.
Spanish people too.
Yeah.
Chinese, most Asians.
Most Asians, absolutely. I mean, I'm not Asian to say. I mean, I'm part Asian, but not Asian. But I love rice. I can't go 2 or 3 days without it.
Neither could I.
It's like me trying to survive without coffee, right?
Yeah.
Where's the waitress?
Anyway, back to this match.
Oh, yeah.
We just
there's a pool match going on. Holy smokes.
All right, so Dennis taking a second to go powder up his fingers. Get back at the
I
table.
love powder. I swear I love powder. I couldn't play pool without powder, actually. I could never use a glove.
I don't particularly. I actually don't use much of either. And now the summertime, of course, sometimes could get a little tacky, and you might need a little dusting of powder.
Just to let everybody know, if I'm ever on the stream again and I'm playing, I'm going to do the LeBron James with my powder.
You're going to do the LeBron James with your powder.
Basketball fans will get it.
Big
shout out to Andrew Clary, who got LeBron back to Cleveland, that as soon as he made the trade, he became an instant fan again. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, no.
Wow. I really thought he had that, that shot. I said he's going to go for I was thinking about this while you made your little shot out, but, I really expected him to make this ball. I thought it was like a cincher for him, but, at this time of the night, at this point, at this juncture of the tournament, and you're playing in the finals, anything can happen.
Oh, yeah.
So, like that creepy move, he's not too disgusted. I think he swung around the table and might have just enough to get by and pop that 4-ball in. I don't think that he's safe.
He might be able to go 2 rails here, but it looks like he's drawing the ball.
I like him drawing the ball.
That's
wow.
no good.
Now he hit that in the face.
That's no good.
And no bueno.
Yep. And just to let everyone know, as the day kind of cooled down and the temperature changed, tables are playing a lot different.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
That's why I love pool tournaments and pool halls. Because not every...
You love pool tournaments
No,
and pool halls.
okay, for example, you played the U.S. Open, almost...
I understand.
You played on diamond tables, which are great tables,
right,
but they're pretty much all alike. You play in a local pool hall, they've been used for years. Not every table plays the same. Not every pocket plays the same.
Right, absolutely.
You know so, you corrected me, and I stand corrected. Okay, thank you.
No, I just thought it was funny that I like tournaments that are held in pool halls.
No, it just shows you the adjustment these guys make from one table to another, and it's pretty amazing.
Wow, great jump shot. And does he get a reward? It looks like he does. It looks like he does.
Hatch.
And Dennis is not a happy camper.
Yeah, Hatch was like, did you play that shot?
Did you just do that just now to me again? Yeah. Really?
And he just said, is this a beautiful game? Yes, it is. It's very beautiful.
Okay. Let me just remind you folks one more time because we have 5 more minutes to the cutoff on the pay-per-view. So obviously this is just about halfway, a little more than halfway done with this set, but we have plenty of racks for you to see. So the pay-per-view is going to be cut off in the next 5 minutes at 4 o'clock. So, and if anyone is obviously still interested in watching the finals to this, all you have to do is log back in to the pay-per-view. Just let it refresh. And
you don't want to miss this, guys.
And you really don't want to miss this. So just refresh. Just log back in, and you will be able to see the rest of this match, this final match. Just want to, remind everybody because we will be cut off
in
another.
Goodness, you hit that so bad.
4 minutes now, 4 minutes before the cutoff time. So all you got to do is log back in, okay?
Yeah. And everyone's getting tired, so are the players, but stick around.
Well, we're doing it, aren't we?
Yeah. I mean, the next best thing I can be doing right now is sleeping, but that's overrated. There's a lot of chatter going on in here. You know what it's like going into a pool hall in New York?
What?
The Great Tower of Babel. Everyone speaks a different language.
We're a melting pot here, honey.
Melting pot. Melting sewer.
Oh, gosh.
Jump shot. Whoa.
We got it. Jumper.
Airborne.
Oh,
And
wow.
Wowzer.
Breezer. He is not happy and has
The
slammed.
motion has shown.
He's obviously disgusted. I mean, he really, really.
That does not work in your favor, people.
No, given
does
Warren.
not.
Once again, I mean, Warren is a ball in hand.
The thing is this,
Three
man.
balls on the
Everyone
table.
gets rolls.
This is true.
Just have respect for the next guy you're playing. You know what I mean? Like you're playing, he's playing with the same passion you're playing with. Just respect your opponent. You know what I mean? Show the love. Peace, love, and harmony, people. Peace, love, and harmony.
Tied game at 9-9. Once again, to the viewers, you have 2 more minutes before the cutoff time on your pay-per-view. Please, all you have to do is log back in, refresh your page, and you will continue to join us. 9-9 right now and race to 13. It's still anybody's game here. And so it'd be great if you can join us and log back in and watch the finals with us, you know? Like I said, all you have to do is log back in, refresh. There you go. We're on the last minute, actually. 3:59. Cutoff point is in 1 minute. Again, all you have to do is log back in.
And he's breaking for the 19th rack.
The 19th rack here at Steinway Billiards. 10-ball classic.
I would like
3rd annual.
I would like
that
to give my mom a shout out. She never watches stuff like this, but big shout out to my mom.
She's watching?
No, she never watches.
You're
My mom
shouting?
never seen me play pool. No one in my family ever seen me play pool.
Well, my mom saw me once.
Yeah.
And that was a long time ago, actually.
And I would like to give a big shout out, no names, to someone I'm thinking about. And it is a young lady, and she does play pool really good. And she is countryman of Warren. So big shout out to her. And if you're watching, I'm sorry. And sweet dreams.
Very well put. And sentimental. That was sweet.
I try.
We can talk further off camera.
We could do a lot off camera. All right, we could go get a drink off camera.
We could.
We could go make fun of Jamil again. But,
Jamil is.
I like Jamil. He's a good guy.
He's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good shot.
Wow, what a shot there.
Good shot. Good
And
shot.
Dennis says, "Hey, guess what? I want the lead, buddy."
Yeah.
So, 10-9.
And we're taking a break, and it is 4 o'clock.
And
so
it is 4
you guys
o'clock.
need to relog in.
You want to sit here for a second while I have a cigarette? You don't want to sit here while I have a cigarette? Come on. Okay, folks, I took a quick little break. I had no one to sit in for me at the moment, but giving you enough time also to log back in, and those of you who continue to join us here at the for the finals, the rest of the finals. Thank you for joining us again, and we'll continue to see these last few racks. This race to 13, and Dennis missing that bank shot. Left a good shot for Warren to go up and down with this cue ball. Up, down, and back. He's left a nice shot for himself on the 6 ball. He's going to hit it just with a touch of left, as so. Lies perfectly in for the side pocket. Of course, as you can see that these guys have been exchanging the opportunities back and forth, and I am now joined once again by Rafael Debreo. And Ralph, let me just update you real quick. Dennis just missed a bank shot. 5 ball to the side and left again an opportunity for Warren, which of course he did capitalize and has made it a tied game at 10-10. An exciting match, and I was just thanking the folks who decided to log back in and join us at this late hour of 4:12 in the morning out here on the East Coast.
Everybody in the West Coast, my friends in Cali, if you guys are watching, what's up? You guys should be here. Come on, drive over.
Yeah, why not? Drive over.
No, everyone that's watching, thanks for the support. You guys are awesome. Pool Players Unite. And I mean, you're supporting a good cause. We all love to do this. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Ooh, powerful break, but that just went straight into the corner pocket. Once again, swapping opportunities. Dennis Hatch with ball in hand in this 21st game of the match. Race to 13. They're tied up at 10-10. Exciting as it is. We are definitely all tired, players included, but it's been fun. It's been fantastic pool watching and learning experiences. You can always pick up a tip here and there, and why.
Also, any of you guys coming by this week that's local, or you guys just traveling because you just want to see this great event, the World Straight Pool, and see both of these players playing the event? If anyone's interested in cue work, which I am the local cue repair guy at Steinway Billiards.
Absolutely.
If you don't like my work, check out the house cues. They're pretty good. All right. I do all the house cues here. And again, thank you to Manny and Anna and George and Maria and little George.
The staff, the cooks, Alex, and for providing us,
all
feeding
the
us. All the waitresses, too many to mention,
Yep.
but we all appreciate your hard work.
Yep.
And the fans and every local player and anyone involved, anyone and everyone involved, of course, all the sponsors out there and anyone looking to be and participate in future events with sponsorship. We definitely appreciate and would like to hear from you. You can get in touch with Al, with Upstate Al, and find out how you can get on board.
You might be going for the bank here.
Cross-side, he called. Now it doesn't look like he can do it, but on camera, and the view that we have, it doesn't look like, it looks like the 7 is a blocker. But I have the angle from here to look at the table. He's got an open
Hit it good.
bank beautifully executed. This is a nail biter of a match.
It is, but this is what you kind of have to expect from these guys.
Well, like I said, the match didn't just swing one way or the other. They're absolutely every single rack. If you have not noticed, they have swapped the opportunities.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
And another unforced error.
Yes. He did fall short. The only problem with that, of course, is that he is a lefty. A righty would take this and just do what he has to do.
Yeah.
But Dennis, being a lefty, makes that shot just a little more
And
difficult.
He has to go around the table here. He can't hold this
Yeah,
ball.
he's gotta move this cue.
So not
Which-
only you
which
gotta
he
hit the
can.
ball good, you have to make it. And
He can go
around.
4 to 6 rails here if he were to hit the bottom rail. He called the 10 and hit it fantastic. How about that? How about that? And in the lead once again, 11-10. That was fantastic. That, like I said, he would have cut that. He would have went anywhere from 4 to 6 rails. It could have went 4 rails. It could have came back to hit that long rail and short rail, which added another 2 rails. So that's why I said 4 to 6 rails. He obviously felt very confident in shooting that combination. The crowd very appreciative, and he said, "I'll take it." We'll get a nice thunder break going on. A nice 9-ball in the corner.
Ooh.
And if that 1 ball is off the lip, which I don't think so.
It is off, but I don't think he can
significantly off to make it into the side, but he can cut it down in the corner.
make it. Yep.
He's taking a look at that right now, trying to see if that's the shot he's going to choose to make.
Let's go to this view for a second. And he missed it.
He did miss that.
Try to change the view there, but I didn't. So it's okay.
To this.
It's okay. You have.
Normally they have the chat room and you can see, but they don't have a chat this time. And I don't know. I have no idea how to find out. Okay, this rack is kind of connect the dots. Almost everything is laying somewhere in the middle. 2-ball perfectly in the side pocket. An angle for the 3 to bring that cue ball above the side pocket and shoot the 4 into the bottom right corner. Oh, he decided to swing it around, which
Good shot.
it's a good shot. He had nothing in the way.
Yeah.
I thought he may have tried to roll it up,
Don't want to be on the back rail like that, but it's okay.
Well,
I mean, all you gotta do is
it's a
trust the
cincher.
shot.
He doesn't have to do anything major. He's
Just
right
make the
there for the
ball.
5.
Yeah.
I think most players would have probably just shot the 3 gentle and rolled up above the side pocket and shot the 4 straight down in the bottom right corner, which is what I thought he was going to do. But he felt confident enough to swing around.
Good shot.
A good
Perfect
shot.
angle here.
Yeah, he is. He can get just above the side.
Yep.
And shoot the 6 after bringing him down for the 7 in the bottom right corner.
Score's gonna be 11-11 here, people.
I tell you, inching away, both of these guys chipping away at this set. All right, 11-11.
It's coming down to the wire, people.
Definitely.
I mean, I was here. I think I got here like at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I still see maybe anywhere from like 5 to 10 guys that's been here since 9 o'clock. Because I remember asking, "Oh, how long you been here?" To be like, "I don't know, 4 or 5 hours."
And you know, the thing is that a lot of those same fellas, tomorrow being Monday morning, a lot of them have to go to work, but which is probably why they're soaking in the rest of this fantastic tournament, but knowing they have to go to work. But there are a lot of people who will just go home and get a couple of hours and swing right back over here to watch the Andy 14.1 World Championships starting tomorrow.
This is a good break for Warren right here. The 2-ball originally doesn't have a pocket, but I mean, this guy creates almost anything.
It does have a pocket. It has a pocket on the bottom left corner.
Oh, it goes past the 10. There we go.
It does go past the 10. The only thing is making sure he gets right. He'd have to hit. It's pretty natural, actually, if he can just pass that logo on the cloth there. He's gonna get a nice shot on the 2. Straight
He's looking
down.
at it now.
Well, he's gotta evaluate. First of all, he's gotta look if it goes past the 10, which I'm fairly certain that it does. Again, just taking a look at what angle he needs, and he's definitely on the correct side of the 1 ball to almost naturally get over there for the 2. So the 1 he'll shoot in the top right corner. Naturally come over for the 2.
How did he hit it? Oh, he's okay here.
He's good. He's good because he's going to shoot that 2 ball straight down in the corner.
Yeah.
Passes the 10, and he'll be able to get
If you
out.
look at Warren shoot this shot, look exactly how he hits it. Pocket speed, and he might go a little bit real first.
Well, it gives him an opportunity to get closer to the middle of the table with the cue ball towards the 3. Just like that.
Perfect. Good shot.
Just like that.
And if Warren gets out here, which I think he will because...
Pretty much a stop shot here.
He is Warren Kiamco, people.
Well, that is Dennis Hatch.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Something caught him in the crowd there.
So he decided to draw it back a little. Anything from a stop shot to a little draw like that would have been perfect.
Yeah.
He did decide to draw it back a little. Let's show 11-11, race to 13. Gonna pop that cue ball.
Good shot. And if thing goes the way Warren wants it to go, he's gonna put him on the hill first. And it is winner break, people.
And Dennis patiently waiting his opportunity if he can get there. And he gets fairly straight, has an angle for the 9, obviously.
Nice little stun right here.
A little stun, brings him closer to the side
there
like that.
There we go. And everyone goes quiet.
And Kiamco says, yes, sir, I am on the hill.
Yeah.
I've got the break. I've got control right now.
If there was a store open right now, I'll go buy Upstate Al a pillow.
Hello?
A pillow. So the score is 12-11 in favor of Warren Kiamco, which puts him on the hill, and he's going to be breaking. So
He's got
let's see.
total control at the moment. So let's see what happens on the break.
And all he's thinking is don't scratch, make a ball, don't scratch, make a ball, don't scratch. Wow, he almost went off the table there.
Wow. And failed to make a ball on the break.
Ooh, he really didn't leave Hatch a pocket here. He has maybe like a half a pocket.
Yeah. He sees the entire one ball.
Yeah.
But there's a 4-ball blocker.
And you're shooting from the back rail.
What do we do? What do we do? He's gonna play push.
He's gonna push out here.
He's gonna push and say, "Hey, you deal with that one. You deal with that, buddy."
That's him basically is a tester.
Mm-hmm.
So you think you can play, huh? Oh, Warren's gonna play it. Nerves of steel, people.
Playing footsie with me.
Oh wow, he played the combo there.
Played the combo.
And I think he's gonna get a roll here, people. Oh my goodness.
Oh wow. Unbelievable. That's a roll of the century right there. He pocketed the ball.
Yeah, but even if it hung up, I think he still get past the 2 ball.
This is true, but now he's got a straight shot instead of worrying about kicking the ball or whatever, no matter how close it is to the table.
It changes everything.
The momentum.
But the combo was great because he's shooting from the back rail. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay, so
especially coming from me, I'm probably the best combo player in the world. Yeah, right.
You said that with a straight face, almost.
Yeah, exactly.
As I roll my eyes back into my head and almost fall asleep. No. Okay, this 3 obviously does go in the corner pocket. He's gonna have to follow this ball, hoping to get the position for the side pocket.
And that's pretty good.
Yeah, he's not straight, but he's good.
I think I'm not 100% sure. It's like weird to look at this angle, but I think he might opt to go into the 9.
I think he has no choice but that he's gonna hit that 9. He could jack up a little and get past it, or if he decides to hit it.
At this, I think, at this late into a set, especially if someone's on the hill.
Well, he's digging
you
in.
He's digging. Simplify.
Yeah, absolutely. He's digging in it, and
he went that way. Good shot.
Yeah, he's digging in to get past it, which he did so.
He kind of got like a little bit funny here because you can't stun out for the 6. You could draw back, but the 9's there, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit of a.
You might be able to draw back, to be honest with you. I really think so.
I think he could. I mean, if he was like another half rotation under, then I think that would be perfect. But like he he did get past it.
And ladies and gentlemen, it looks like Warren means business.
It says, "I want this title just as much as you do."
All those mistakes past me, and I'm gonna basically take this down.
Well, we have 4 balls left to see that happen.
Good shot.
Very good shot.
So, everyone's like on their toes here.
Well, this has been an exciting finale.
Oh, absolutely. It's been great. A lot of errors, but at the same time, a lot of great shots, a lot of like very aggressive play. And Warren is going to tell everyone pretty much I'm the next champ for the next year. And I'll be waiting to the next person try to take me out.
Well, should he pocket this 12,
It's over.
it is over.
Thank you to everyone out there, and congratulations to Warren Kiamco.
Yeah, congratulations.
Well, there you have it.
And congratulations to Dennis Hatch for a great tournament coming from the one-loss side. He had a great showing.
And I want to say a personal thank you to Rafael De Buello and Diana Rojas Snooki for sitting in the booth and really
Good night,
pulling through
everybody.
once again.
Thank you. And it was my pleasure. I hope everyone enjoyed tonight's show. This tournament was fantastic, and I'm sure that Al will run down all the sponsors. We appreciate everyone out there who took the time to watch, and I hope you join us for the rest of the week. We have the Andes 14.1 tournament starting tomorrow and the rest of the week. And,
Actually, starting today.
Today, well, later today.
I am not leaving Steinway. I will be here. I'm due to be back here at least 9:30, so it doesn't pay for me to leave. I'm just going to hang out in Steinway. We're going to watch this, the trophies celebration, and then after that we will turn off the pay-per-view. We're sorry for the inconvenience. We didn't expect it to go this long, but I understand you guys all signed back in. I got word from the producers.
Well,
Once again, Snooker.
well, thank you very much for
Thank
having
you.
me, and I enjoyed it very much so. Good night, everybody.
Thank you, Snooker. Well, guys, there's Allison Fisher from NYC Grind, still on the job, and she's been. Why don't you get out there, Snooker, so everybody can see you and wave to the camera if you wish. And we're going to watch the trophy ceremony, as they're probably going to make it very rapid because these players, 16, 18 hours. You see Dennis Hatch fooling around with Warren Kiamco.
Don't worry, Dennis. That one was Warren's.
Good, great.
Want me in the picture?
I played him the first match, he beat me.
Alright. Why don't you stand close up to the first match and we made the last match. Yeah, step a little bit closer here. Perfect. Okay, let's do that one looks good. Let's do one with just you guys and the trophies quick.
Hold him.
If you like to, you can. Or you can leave them sit there. You could probably see them a little bit better. Here are the boxes for you.
Thank you. Where's the money? Fuck the trophy.
You can hear Dennis say, "Where's the money?" We're going to stay on for a little bit. Yes, sir. And as we proceed, we definitely want to give a big shout out to a lot of the sponsors. Of course, Gotham City Technologies, AZ Billiards, the Tap League, the Kings of Vapor, Simonis Cloth, Aramis Balls, FA Clothing Line, the official clothing line for the Steinway Classic. And a big shout out to our host, Steinway Billiards, here in Astoria, Queens, New York. Lacassi Cues, Lacassi Hybrid, Lacassi Custom Cues. Once again, the final score in the finals was 13-11 Warren Kiamco, actually went undefeated through this whole tournament. The only player to go through this tournament undefeated. In fact, Warren Kiamco beat Dennis Hatch in the first match that they played, and Dennis Hatch came all the way through the losers bracket, the B side, to meet Warren Kiamco in the finals. Sit for 1 second. Come. 1 second, because yes, I know that you are exhausted.
Really.
This is Warren Kiamco, folks, sitting in the booth. And the fatigue, I seen you miss shots that you would never miss when you had good sleep.
Yeah, because I cannot, and also it's too cold, and I'm really, really tired. I'm
16 and a half hours.
not. Yeah, I'm not.
It's a
I'm
long
not.
day.
I'm not young.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
But you know
old,
what? You're the only player that went undefeated through the whole tournament. Congratulations,
Yeah,
Warren.
but you gotta give credit to Dennis Hatch, because
You beat him the
I
first
beat him
match.
the first match, and he won 12.
I know.
And I think it's
Just to meet you again.
nine in a row, or 12 in a row,
It's just to meet you again in the
or
final.
10 in a row. Yeah, and meet him in the final. Meet him in the first round, and he came back to in the final, and he's going to bet all the good players too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he had to fight his way back.
Yeah,
That's
and
a
he-
long.
I-
That's
I-
a long bracket to come.
Yeah,
back.
and he really fought. He really.
Effort, a lot of
Yeah.
effort. And so did you. Well, congratulations. I know you want to get some sleep. Get your money.
Yeah,
Get
yeah.
your money.
Yeah, I have to play again this afternoon.
I'm not leaving. I'm
Yeah,
staying here.
because Anyway, it's good. I mean, good tournament as well.
And here is your prize money.
Yeah.
All right, Warren, go ahead. Why don't you step away, take care of your
Yeah,
personal
yeah.
business
Thank
with the
you,
prize
Al.
money, and thank you for
Thank
once
you,
again.
Al.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Al. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Oh, he wants to.
Oh, okay. Oops. So we're just sitting here as Allison Fisher is taking some photos. You're welcome. Thank you. Okay, guys, that is the official end of the third annual Steinway Classic. It's been riveting matches since it started. And just in another few hours from now is the Andy Cloth 14.1 World Tournament. It's going to take place right here at Steinway Billiards. In a few hours, the first flight goes out at 11 o'clock in the morning. So we're going to shut down. Thank you once again, guys. Thank you, Rafael.